Hi anime lovers, this is Anirudh. Today I am going to narrate the life events of Toshiro Itsugaya. Please watch, subscribe, like, share and comment. Toshiro Itsugaya is a fictional character in the manga and anime series Bleach, created by Taito Kubo. Toshiro Itsugaya is the captain of the 10th division in the Gotei 13. His vice captain is Rangiku Matsumoto. Toshiro Itsugaya formerly served as the 3rd seat of the 10th division under Isshin Shiba. Itsugaya comes from the province of Junrinan in the 1st district of West Rukangai. There, he lived with his grandmother and Momo Inamori. As a young child, Itsugaya was a bit of a brat who liked to eat watermelons and poke fun at Inamori. She called him Shiro-chan. The two were close friends, and Itsugaya, despite being younger and much shorter than his friend, always felt that he needs to protect her. Even at a young, untrained age, Itsugaya could hear the calling of his Zanpakuto spirit, Yorinmaru. Despite this, he never told anyone and couldn't accurately determine what was happening other than to assume it was an ever-recurring dream. When Inamori left to become a Soul Reaper, he portrayed himself as happy to see her go, though it was more of an act than his true feelings. His personality was supposedly cold as ice, or at least thought to be, and he often wondered if it was due to his appearance or attitude. When Momo had been in the Soul Reaper Academy for 5 years, he began to notice how he hadn't grown an inch. He noticed that Inamori's hair grew longer and she visited less often, seemingly having a goal in her life now. Later, Itsugaya has a vivid dream of a gigantic icy blue serpentine dragon with large wings and an echoing voice. However, the reason behind the dreams not only materializes but tries to tell him its name. Itsugaya can't hear him. However, as his voice is muffled by strong winds, Itsugaya then wakes up in a cold sweat. Upon waking up, he sees Rangiku and is surprised to see her in his home. She immediately tells him to stop leaking his Reiatsu everywhere and to get some sleep. She further explains that his grandmother looks pretty cold, which causes Itsugaya to notice for the first time that the room is exceedingly cold and affecting his grandmother. Rangiku then tells him he should become a Soul Reaper, stating that kids with power as strong as his need to learn how to bring their power under control. She explains that if he stays the way he is, his power will end up killing his grandmother. At first, Itsugaya isn't sure what she is talking about, but she calmly places her hand on his chest and asks him if he hears a voice calling out to him. She explains to him that once he has found that voice, he will understand how to control his power. She then notes that for that to happen, he must become a Soul Reaper. Soon after, he tells his grandmother of his intentions of becoming a Soul Reaper. Much to Itsugaya's surprise, she is happy for him. She tells him that she had always felt that he holds everything in because he didn't want to leave her, but doing so was only hurting him, and in turn, seeing him that way hurt her. Itsugaya then leaves to follow his own path with his grandmother's blessing. With Itsugaya's natural talent, he quickly entered Shino Academy and graduated early despite his age. Inamori continued to call him Shino-chan out of habit and felt she needed to protect him. Because of a promise she had made, she only began to call him Itsugaya-kun after he had achieved his Zanpakuto's Shikai and was recognized as a Soul Reaper. Itsugaya eventually joined the 10th division under Isshin Shiba, working his way up to the rank of 3rd seat. Highly capable and knowledgeable, he quickly became the youngest of the captains within the Gotei 13 in the history of the Soul Society. In Soul Society arc, Itsugaya's sharp sense of intuition and keen sense of observation leads him to suspect 3rd Division Captain Jin Ichimaru of foul play, as the circumstances surrounding the coming execution of Rukia Kuchiki become more complicated. He warns Inamori of the suspicious, which inspires her to attack Jin following Sosuke Aizen's apparent murder, leading him to lock both her and Izura Kira in prison. After they are taken away, Itsugaya asks Jin whether he was planning on killing Inamori. Jin calmly denies it, but Itsugaya threatens to kill Jin if even one drop of Inamori's blood should shed on his account. After Jin releases Kira from his cell, Itsugaya becomes suspicious and confronts both the vice captain and captain together. He is interrupted by Inamori, who now thinks that Itsugaya murdered Aizen and subsequently tries to kill him. She grips her sword so tightly that her hands bleed. Itsugaya acts upon his earlier threat and attacks Jin, releasing his Zanpakuto and warning Kira to get out of the way. During their fight, Itsugaya successfully freezes Jin's left arm, causing him to open his eyes and drop his smile for the first time. Upon being trapped by Itsugaya, he attempts to kill Inamori as a distraction, but his attack is blocked by Rangiku, who threatens to fight him if he doesn't stop. Jin relents and disappears without saying a word. Later, Itsugaya went to the central 46 chambers in time to see Aizen alive and well. Extremely confused at this point, he is surprised to find Jin and Aizen together and referring to the forces of Soul Society as the enemy. Itsugaya discovers Inamori injured and asks Aizen when he and Jin became comrades, to which Aizen explains that they have always been comrades ever since he had been a captain. The only one he ever thought of as his subordinate was Jin. Itsugaya then states that he has been deceiving everyone from the start. Aizen then explains his reasoning behind the deception, detailing that he was being compassionate and states he would teach Itsugaya that admiration is the furthest thing from understanding. Itsugaya resolves to kill Aizen for his treachery and releases his Bankai. He then stabs Aizen only to realize it was an illusion from Aizen's Shikai, allowing him to land a critical blow to Itsugaya. After the ordeal, 4th Division Captain Retsu Unohana shows up and confronts Aizen, who gets away. Unohana takes it upon herself to personally initiate emergency surgery on Itsugaya and Inamori. They are found to be in stable condition, with Vice Captain Kotetsu handling their post-procedural treatments after Aizen's escape from Soul Society. Later, Itsugaya fully recovers. In Arrancar arc, Itsugaya later leads a group of Soul Reaper assigned to defend Karakura town against the Arrancar threat. Itsugaya explains to Ichigo the danger that the Arrancar represent to Soul Society. When the group of Arrancar led by Grimmjow attack, Itsugaya is placed in battle against Xiaolong Kufang. Xiaolong easily fends him off even with him, using his Bankai Daiguren Yorimaru. The two continue to battle with Itsugaya's attack still proving to have little effect on Arrancar. After some time, Xiaolong begins to surmise about Itsugaya's Bankai. He concludes it wouldn't be right to finish off a captain when he is weak, and that to finish off Itsugaya while he is in Bankai is far better. He then proceeds to release his true hollow form and his attacks severely wound Itsugaya. Xiaolong then uses his sharp claws to cut through one of Itsugaya's ice wings. He explains the truth about Arrancar and the Espada to Itsugaya. Soon after, Soul Society finally approves the release of their power limit, allowing Itsugaya to fight at the full strength. Xiaolong questions what the limit release is. Itsugaya explains that it is a precaution seal automatically put on captains and vice captains when they enter into the real world. Itsugaya then proceeds to use his Ryusenka technique. Xiaolong calls for a retreat of his group only to be caught by Itsugaya, and he freezes Xiaolong, killing him. Sometime after, Karakura town is attacked for a second time by the Arrancar. Itsugaya first puts himself against the 10th Espada, Yami. Toshiro's Shikai freezes the Espada, but only for a moment. Yami comments that the cold attack is refreshing. At this point, Toshiro realizes even his Shikai at 100% is not enough to injure the Espada. Their fight is cut short by the new 6th Espada, Lupi Antenor, who insists on fighting all of them at once and proceeds to release his true hollow form. But realizing the increase in power the Espada will have, Itsugaya tries to attack before he is able, releasing his Bankai. Though initially unable to defeat against Lupi's attacks, as he was knocked to the ground in a single hit from the Espada, Itsugaya comes back with his Bankai renewed and explains its ability. Loopy's inattentiveness gives him ample time to build up a finishing move, using his Senen Yoro technique just in time to save his subordinates. Loopy escapes death due to negation, having only been incapacitated by the ice, and promises to kill Itsugaya in turn. In the fake Karakura town arc, when Aizen along with his top 3 Espada attack the fake Karakura town, Itsugaya along with his vice captain and the rest of the Godei 13 captains currently not in Yokomundo are waiting for Aizen's arrival. The Itsugaya match against Aribel seemed to have taken a new turn when the latter sensed at Fraction's defeat. Aribel forces Itsugaya back with sheer power from her blade swing, revealing her rank as the 3rd Espada. Itsugaya is shocked to find out that Aribel is only 3rd despite her strength. When Aribel taunts Itsugaya that she has yet to fully demonstrate her strength, Itsugaya quickly uses Bunkai in an attempt to match her very sudden and large increase in power. Aribel rushes him and begins her attack as they come together and lock blades. Aribel knocks Toshiro to the ground as she mocks him, questioning whether this is the full strength of a captain. She then promises to end the battle and proceeds to release her Zanpakuto. After releasing, Toshiro comments to himself that her appearance hasn't changed as much as he predicted, but underestimating her would be a fatal mistake. Aribel proves to be in a different league than the young captain, slicing the right side of his body from his shoulder before he even realizes it, believing that Itsugaya has been defeated. Aribel turns her attention to Captain Commander Yamamoto, though before she can take any action toward him, she is attacked by an unseen assailant. Aribel dodges out of the way only to see that it is an unarmed Itsugaya. She just as quickly countered his attacks. Noticeably confused as she had seen him cut down, she turns and sees that she has only struck down an ice clone. Itsugaya claims that it was a one-time technique that he was waiting to use for later in the battle, but Aribel's considerable increase in power and speed as for release was unexpected. He then comments to him not underestimate a captain's strength. As their fight ensues, he tells her that he can use water around him, telling Aribel that she will never reach him. Itsugaya then attacks Aribel. She reciprocates the situation by melting his ice and stating the iron law of battle. She finally attacks him with his melted ice. Their exchange of attacks continues and Itsugaya tells her another law of battle, to which Aribel releases a Zero blast at him, which Itsugaya comments on it being weak. He concludes that the reason a Zero was so weak as both of them are waiting for the battlefield to become filled with condensation. From this, he states that when that happens, Aribel will use the opportunity to finish him off with one blow. Itsugaya grows tired of waiting and states that he has never tried a particular ability in Bunkai mode before, to which Aribel asks what he is talking about. Itsugaya then explains that he doesn't have to wait for water as Yorinmaru is the most powerful ice-based Zanpakuto and all water is his weapon and all his heaven is under his command. He then reveals his never before seen power, Yoten Yakoso. Itsugaya then asks her name, Tire Aribel. Itsugaya tells his name and rank before attacking again. As the sky darkens, snow begins to fall from the sky. Aribel attempts to melt the snow with her Arvindo ability, but the moment her sword touches the snow, ice flowers begin to bloom on her body. Itsugaya then calmly states that once 100 flowers have bloomed, her life would have ended. He then states that she won't be able to avenge her underlings after all. Seeing the huge creature emerge from the Garganta with Vandarvis, Itsugaya looks on at the events taking place. Vandarvis lets out a huge wail that cracks the ice pillar. Aribel is trapped in. Itsugaya surprised as the ice pillar begins to fall apart from around her, and once free, she gazes at him. Toshiro, Iori and Lisa attack Aribel with their Shikai, creating a huge explosion. However, the battle is cut short by the intervention of Aizen, who cuts down the Tres Espada. Itsugaya watches in shock as his opponent is defeated by Aizen. because he never cared Espada as he used it for his own means. I like Itsugaya because of the white hair and his youthful looks. He is also relatively young to be a captain, but he is mature and serious. His power is incredibly strong as well. I hope you liked my video.